So in this video, I want to talk about some of the most valuable things I've learned about photography in the years that I've been making these videos. So I've been doing this for a while, about 12, 13 years now, I guess. 2008 is when I started. And when I set out to do this, I really wanted, on a personal level, to be able to learn from the very best. And I have had access to many artists during the time that I've been able to do this. I did a little series called the Artist Series years ago, and I was able to actually go meet some of my heroes. And a lot of times I would go in with some questions that I thought would make a good video, but of course there were some just really personal questions that ended up being really good answers too. And these are some of the most valuable lessons I've learned in photography. I want to start with Keith Carter, who has been for years one of my favorite photographers. I've actually gotten to know him over the last couple years. He's one of the nicest, most humble human beings that I've ever met, a very brilliant mind. And when I had a chance to interview him, I sat down and I asked him very specifically about one image that's a very popular image of his that I love called Fireflies. And the answer that he gave was just kind of brilliant. It was a happy accident that sometimes happy accidents can give you a whole new direction in the work that you're doing.
Print I made back in early 90s, 1992, called Fireflies. That's the first image I had that the edition closed or was sold out, and that's the one I still get inquiries for at least 4 or 5 times a year. Is it still available, or is it on the secondary market? And that photograph was a mistake, but it opened a whole nother world to me that you could make an imperfect photograph, because it was blurry, that crossed the lines of document, not just a documentary photograph, but it became documentary, mysterious. It became almost ecclesiastical in some ways. It was about light. I mean, at first glance, it's 2 kids with a jar of fireflies, but A, they're out of focus. B, that light is strange, because it was at the very end of the day, much less light there than what I'm looking at. And C, the only point of focus is the magnolia leaves behind them, which D is a hint that this is the south. But you don't do that, you don't deconstruct it as you do it. You just know there's something significant going on. And make the picture. Just make the picture. You got the rest of your life to figure out what it means.
Next, I want to share with you something that I learned from another one of my big heroes, Graciela Iturbide. Graciela is a Mexican photographer. I think she's one of the finest contemporary photographers out of Mexico. She has a very unique style that has a depth that draws from things like premonitions that she's had or dreams. There's a lot of symbolism. It's never corny. It's always very deep and always very thoughtful. And she has a style of doing documentary photography that I think is just incredible. I would not call it street photography or photojournalism, but it's definitely improvisational. And she builds a rapport with her subjects, and she's able to draw things out that it just adds another dimension that you don't see other photographers getting. It's something that I asked her very specifically about. It was surprising when she got to the answer. She was telling me that, in essence, she would get to know people before she would take their photograph. And sometimes that means putting the camera down and working with people and getting to know them. And then once you build that trust, then you've gained access.
Pero cuando yo llegué a Juchitán, me fui al mercado a vender jitomates con las señoras para que ellas, para yo no ser agresiva y para poder tener su amistad. Yo llego al lugar con mi cámara, por ejemplo, en Juchitán o con los indios eris, y pido permiso al principio, y si me dijeron que sí, porque yo expliqué por qué iba y demás. Pero cuando alguna persona no quería ser fotografiada, no. Pero después la gente de Juchitán me invitaba para fotografiar todas sus tradiciones.
Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people like you. It is a place to explore new skills. You can deepen existing passions and basically just get lost in creativity. Are you holed up at home? Spontaneous acts of creativity may help break up the routine of a day spent indoors. Explore some workshops and classes to help you get out of that rut. So one class that I've been looking at a lot this week is Street Photography: Unlock the Secrets of Composition, Color, and Confidence. This one is taught by Craig Whitehead, who you guys might actually know. I've featured him on this show a number of times. He goes under the moniker 6 Street Under on various social platforms. This class is excellent, as I would expect no less from Craig. He's a fabulous photographer with a really good understanding of the history of what's come before him, but he adds his own personal spin on the top. He is an excellent photographer. This class is going to teach you things like having confidence, preparing to shoot, being able to pre-visualizing the scene, capturing fleeting moments, playing with abstraction, making selects, editing, and everything. And so I really recommend this. Craig is an awesome guy. You may be able to check out this class absolutely free, and here's how. So the first 1,000 people to use the link below in this video will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning. So this means there's no ads and that they're always launching new premium classes so that you can stay focused and follow wherever creativity takes you. So use the link below, check them out, and learn something new today. And I want to give a special shout out and thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this episode of The Art of Photography.
Laura Wilson is an extremely interesting photographer. I had the opportunity to interview her when I did the Artist series. She's probably best known because she was Richard Avedon's assistant back in the 1980s when he was working on In the American West for the Amon Carter Museum in Fort Worth. It's one of his most famous projects. She was an assistant on that. She's also well known because she's the mother of 2 famous actors, Owen and Luke Wilson. And anyway, it's interesting because we were in the interview and we were kind of talking generically about creativity and the approach as a photographer. And she was getting into the mindset creatively of what one has to do to be an artist. And she shared a story about her sons when they were doing a movie called Bottle Rocket with Wes Anderson. This movie was produced as a demo at first before it was a full-on movie. And she was talking about their opportunity to go out to Hollywood and work on this. And this is what I want to share with you.
My sons, when they wrote the movie Bottle Rocket, and they went to Los Angeles, and they were being told by the head of the studio to that you compose a screenplay this way, you compose it that way, and they never took any notes. And so at one point, after several weeks, he said, "Why aren't you guys? What are you guys doing? You're just sitting here." And so I said to them, how was it? He was a 3-time Oscar winner. How is it that you weren't? He said, well, we knew what we wanted to do. We already had it. So this idea that they had within themselves a concept of what they wanted to do from their own reading, their own experiences, their own exposure to the larger world. I think that in order to be good at what you do, you have to be obsessed. Just because there is so much to distract you, there's so much to pull you down, there are so many people who don't want you to succeed. So you really, really have to be single-minded.
One of my favorite quotes and one of my favorite lessons as a photographer came from my friend John Free. John is an incredible street photographer, lives in Los Angeles, does a lot of workshops, a lot of teaching. I met him back in 2014 and I flew to Los Angeles and wanted to get together with him, and I wanted to do a one-on-one photography lesson. I am one who never stops learning and I want to learn from the very best, and I think John delivers that in a beautifully insane way sometimes. He's a bit of a character, and one of my favorite things that he said to me was no more easy shots. And it's interesting because he talks in depth about this when we did that video together, and what our mind wants to do versus what we end up doing are 2 different things sometimes, and I just love the way he put that. And it's interesting, I came home with all that footage and I started to edit together and put it as a video, and John has a YouTube channel that he collaborates with somebody on, and I realized that whole video looked like anything you'd find on his channel. And so once again, the advice was already ringing true with me, no more easy shots. I had to switch up my edit. So it ended up being black and white in the end, but this was part of my lesson with John Free.
In my game, that's what I'm going to explain to you, is based on the work of Bresson, Frank, and Smith, my big 3. They blew me out of the water. I agreed with just about everything they said. I try to combine all those things that I want that they gave and that they wrote about and they showed us. I put that in the computer. Then I have to train my brain. The brain doesn't want you to be a photographer. The brain wants you to be a schmuck walking down the street. He doesn't know anything about photography. He doesn't want to get close to people. He's been saturated with false beliefs his whole life. Don't point, don't touch, don't get close, don't steal those photographs, you fool. You've got no right. You got all this suffering. What is the idea behind it? What are you doing with the picture? What are you doing it for? You taking simple, stupid shots that any child would make? Don't you realize the power that you've got in your hands? Make it difficult. Easy ain't worth nothing.
So this was kind of a different video to make today. I wanted to share some stuff that I had learned over the years. This is something that I am kind of going through right now, where I'm kind of trying to redefine the kinds of work that I'm doing and what my approach is. And so I've been kind of thinking through a lot of the lessons learned from some of my favorite photographers. And I was just going to go through that, but I thought it might be more fun to just let you listen to it from the source. So if you guys want to see more stuff like this, please drop me a comment and let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, later.